We continue now at the top of Daf Lamed Aleph Amud Beis in Meseches Yoma. This is Yoma Daf 31b. The Gemara now asks, "V'oika amma tikra v'yama maziva." But what about the extra amma for the roof itself? You also have an amma of plaster on the roof. In other words, why are you calculating that the top of the gate is exactly 20 amos? Then you're adding another 3 amos for the height of the mikvah on top. They said it's 23 amos from the floor of the Azara. You have at least an extra amma for the roof itself. You have another amma for the plaster. So the Gemara says, "Shiorim de Beis Hamikdash." When it comes to the gates of the Beis Hamikdash, Kevon de Shisha Ninu, since they're made out of marble, b'mashu avdilu. You can make the roof just a mashu, just a tiny amount, so it doesn't even add up to an amma. Gemara says, "Vayiko hech mashu," but there is that mashu. Why wasn't that mashu included in the calculation made in the previous amud? The Gemara says, "Kevon de lo havoyam so lo chashiv lo." Since it's not a full amma, therefore we're not counting it. And the Gemara continues at the 2 dots, quoting the Mishnah, "Parsu sadin shalbotz v'chulu." It said in the Mishnah that they would spread a curtain made of fine linen. This was for modesty purposes. And the Gemara says, "Ma'ishna shalbotz." Why did it have to be made out of linen specifically? Kedamar Rav Kahana. The Gemara answers like Rav Kahana said in a different context, "Kedei sheyakir sha'avodas hayom bevigdei vot," so that the Kohen Gadol should recognize that today's avoda, the avoda of Yom Kippur, is with linen garments. Hachanami here also same reason. Sheyakir sha'avodas hayom bevigdei vot. The reason why the curtain was made of linen is that he should recognize that the avoda of the day is done in the linen garments. Rashi over here says, "Sha'avodas hayom bevigdei vot sheyesh hayom olav avoda shehi bevigdei vot," that he should recognize that some of the avoda done in Yom Kippur is done in the linen garments. Because normally the Kohen Gadol would not serve without all 8 garments. Some of them were made out of gold. Those are the ones that had gold in them. So therefore he should recognize some of the avodah today is not going to be done in those golden garments. The Gemara continues with the Mishnah, "Pashat, Yarad, V'taval, Olav, and Estapeg." He would take off the linen garments, he would go down, he would immerse himself, he would come out of the waters and dry off. Heviulo big zav. They would then bring the Kohen Gadol his golden garments, v'lavash, he puts them on, v'kidesh yadav v'raglov, and he sanctifies his hands and his feet. Heviulo as hatamid, they then bring him the animal, the carbon tamid. Kartzu merik achar shchita al yado, he would begin the shchita process, somebody else would finish up the shchita process. Kibel as hadam, he would then receive the blood from the shchita, v'zark, when he would sprinkle it on the mizbeach. Nichnas lahaktir ketoras shel shachar, he then enters to do the ketoras, the incense offering of the morning, ulahetav es haneros, and to clean out the candles of the menorah, ulahakriv es harosh v'asvaivarim, and he would bring the head and the limbs as onto the mizbeach for the carbon tamid, v'hachavit, and he would also bring the offering of the cake, the griddle cake offering, v'ashayayin, and he would also bring the wine for the nesachim, for the libation offering. And the Mishnah says, "Ketoras shel shachar sakreva bein dam levarim." The ketoras of the morning was brought between the sprinkling of the blood and the placing of the evarim, the burning of the evarim on the mizbeach. Shel bein ha'arbayim. Now the ketoras of bein ha'arbayim of the afternoon, bein evarim l'nesachim. That was done between the burning of the limbs and the bringing of the libations, the bringing of the nesachim. And the Mishnah finishes in Kohen Gadol Zaken o Istanis. If the Kohen Gadol was old, or if he was picky, if it was difficult for him to go into a cold mikveh of water, mechamin lochamin, they would warm up, they would heat up water from before Yom Kippur, umatilin l'sochatzon, and they would put it into the cold water, kedei shetafik tzinasan, in order that it shouldn't be so cold. Rashi over here explains, v'nestapik mesatef ba'luntis shal beged lispog mayim shal besaro v'nestapik v'neskanech, means he would dry off, he would use a towel to dry himself off from the water. V'kidesh yadav v'raglav min ha-kior, he would then sanctify his hands and his feet from the kior. Kidiyolef lekamon, like we're going to learn later on. Shetzarach lechol chalifos bigdei hayom, kiddush lipshita, kiddush lelevisha. Whenever he would change clothing, he would need to sanctify his hands when taking off and when putting on clothing. And Rashi continues and explains, Utvila Rishona Zu, this first immersion that he does, Shef Shita Bigdei Chol, where really he's just taking off Bigdei Chol, Hilo Hutzrach Lekadesh Al Apshita. For that particular one, he doesn't need to do Kiddush Yadayim V'Raglayim on taking off those clothing. That's why for that one, he takes off those clothing, he immediately immerses, no Kiddush Yadav V'Raglav, only when he puts on the Bigdei Zav, then he does Kiddush Yadav V'Raglav. Kartzu Mefarish B'Gemara, the Gemara will explain exactly what the word Kartzu means. That's the beginning there of the Shechita process. Umeirak Acher means V'Gamar Kohen Acher Shechita. Another Kohen will finish off the Shechita. Lefi she'en Kabbalah Saddam Ksheira L'Kohen Gadol. The reason for this is because the Kabbalah Saddam had to be done by the Kohen Gadol himself. V'tzorach L'Maro L'Kabbalah, he had to hurry up and do the Kabbalah, and so therefore it would be impossible for him to finish the Shechita and do the Kabbalah. So a different Kohen would finish up the Shechita. Al Yado just means B'Shvilo. The other Kohen would do it on his behalf. Ketorah shel shachar hi oisakreva v'chulu. It said again, the Ketorah shel shachar was brought between the dam and the ivarim. The Gemara mefarish, that's going to be explained in the Gemara. Mechamin lo chamin mi be'erev Yom Kippurim. From before Yom Kippur, they would heat up some water for the Kohen Gadol who was elderly or who was an istinus. Umatilan b'Yom Kippurim l'soch kak binyan beis hatfilaso. And then on Yom Kippur, they would put it in the cold water over there where he's immersing in order to make it a little bit less cold. And the Gemara says, Amru Rabbanan Kamei de Rav Papa, the students of Rav Papa said in front of Rav Papa as follows, Hadelo Rabbi Meir. Our Mishnah does not follow the opinion of Rabbi Meir. The Rabbi Meir, because if it followed Rabbi Meir, Kevo Damar Trei Kiddushay Alavisha Avid Lahu. Rabbi Meir says that when you sanctify your hands, when you change out of one set of garments and put on a new set of garments, you're doing two sanctifications of the hands and the feet, but it's both for the wearing of the new garments. You're not doing the Kiddush Yadayim Raglayim for taking off, you're doing it for putting on the new garments. So Hachanami, so here also when you're putting on the first set of Kaddish garments, Liavid Trei Kiddushay Alavisha, you should do two Kiddushay. You should do two sanctifications of the hands and the feet on the new garments that you're wearing. Now, why do we think Rabbi Meir holds that you're doing two sanctifications for what you're wearing? So Rashi explains, Rabbi Meir argues on the Rabbanan, because the Rabbanan say that first you're Mekadesh Yadayim V'Raglayim, first the Kohen Gadol would wash his hands and feet, and then he would take off the clothes. However, Rabbi Meir would do the opposite. He said first the Kohen Gadol would take off the clothing, and then he would wash his hands and his feet. The Tanan, Rabbi Meir, or Pashat V'Kidesh. Rabbi Meir says in the Mishnah that first he takes off the clothes, then he washes his hands and feet. V'Shamina Minei, the Gemara now understands, what do we see from Rabbi Meir? The Svirale, the Shnei Kiddushin Shehutzrach HaKasav Bein Beged LeBeged, that when the Pasuk says you have to do two Kiddushin when you're changing garments, Kidiyolef Lekamon, and as we'll learn later on, Tarvayu Misham Levishas Begadim HaMischalfim Tachas Reishonimu. They're both for the new garments that you're putting on. In other words, according to Rabbi Meir, you first take off the garments, then you do a Kiddush Yadayim V'Raglayim, then you put on the new garments and you do a Kiddush Yadayim V'Raglayim. It seems like both of those Kiddush Yadayim V'Raglayim are for the new garments. So that's why it seems like our Mishnah is not like Rabbi Meir. Because according to Rabbi Meir, the first set of garments you're putting on, you should also do two Kiddushim. The Big Day Kodesh, who Balilbo, she's putting on holy garments, and you got to do two Kiddushim when you're putting on Big Day Kodesh. But the Mishnah didn't say that. The Mishnah says you only have to wash once, because apparently the Mishnah holds like the Rabbanan, that you do one washing for taking off the holy garments, and one for putting on the new holy garments, and here, you're not taking off holy garments, you're taking off Big Day Chol. So that's what the Rabbanan said in front of Rav Papa. Again, they said it's not like Rabbi Meir, because according to Rabbi Meir, you should require two Kiddushin. So the Gemara says, Amar Lu Rav Papa says back to the students, Bein l'Rabbanan, Bein l'Rab Meir, whether you're following the Rabbanan, whether you're following Rabbi Meir, Chada Pshita the Big Day Kodesh, V'chada Levisha. Everybody agrees you're washing your hands once when you take off Big Day Kodesh, and you're washing your hands another time when you're putting on the new Big Day Kodesh. Everyone agrees that first washing is for removal of the Big Day Kodesh. The whole machlok over here is just how to understand the psukim. Upashat v'rochatz v'lovash. The pasuk says he takes off, he washes, and then he puts on new garments. Rabbi Meir savar makish pshita l'levisha. Rabbi Meir says we compare the taking off the clothing to putting on the new clothing. Ma levisha lovish v'achar kach mekadesh. Just like when you're wearing clothing, first you put on the new clothing, then you wash the hands and the feet. Af pshita, so too when it comes to taking off the first set of clothing. Poshet, he takes off the Big Day Kodesh, v'achar kach mekadesh, and then he sanctifies his hand and his feet. But it's going on the taking off the garments. Rabbanan Savri, the Rabbanan say no. Makish pshita l'levisha. We compare again the undressing to the dressing. Ma levisha kishu lavush mekadesh. But it goes as follows. Just like when you're putting on the new garments, you only wash your hands and feet when you have clothing on. Af pshita, so too when it comes to taking off the garments, kishu lavush mekadesh. He does it while he's still wearing the garments. In other words, first he washes his hands and feet, and then he takes off the garments. But everybody agrees that the washing is going on the removal of the garments. So Amru le Rabbanan le Rav Papa. So the Rabbanan said to Rav Papa, Umi motzes amr hachi, can you really say that this is the case? Meaning, can you really say that Rabbi Meir holds that you're only going to wash once on that first time you're putting on the Big Day Kodesh? Vatani, we learned in the Brisa explicitly not like that. It says in the Brisa, Parsu Sudden Shalbots Beino Leveina they spread the linen curtain for privacy between him and the people. Pashat v'yarad v'tavel takes off his clothing, he goes and he immerses All of an estapik, he comes up, he dries off. Heviu lo bigdei zav, they give him the bigdei zav. V'lavash v'kidesh yadav v'raglav. This is the Tanakama. He puts on the bigdei zav and he washes his hands and feet. And it says explicitly now, Rabbi Meir says, Pashat v'kidesh yadav v'raglav v'yard v'taval. He takes off the clothing, he sanctifies his hands and his feet, and he goes and he immerses. All of an estapik, he comes up, he dries off. Heviu lo bigdei zav. Then they bring him the bigdei zav. V'lavash, he puts them on. V'kidesh yadav v'raglav, and he sanctifies his hands and his feet. So it is explicit that Rabbi Meir says even the first time you're putting on the bigdei kodesh, you're going to have to wash the hands and the feet twice. Gemara says Amar Luhu, so therefore Rav Papa said back to the students, Itanya Tanya, if you have a brisa like your position, the brisa supports you, Ein achinami, you're correct. The Gemara now says, Bishlomo l'Reb Meir. Now I understand according to Rabbi Meir that you're washing twice on the first set of garments. Hainu de bashkachas law, that's how it comes out when you do the calculation, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Lamed Beis Amud Aleph.